Hi, welcome to podcast number 3 for the Yorkshire Academy of American Football. My name's Mike, I'm chairman of the Academy, and today we're going to be talking to Teddy Hope, who's one of our under-17 Assassins players. Teddy's a student at the grammar school at Leeds, and he's just about to finish up his GCSEs, and he's going to be moving on to doing his A-levels, and the subjects he's planning on taking are French, Maths, Geography and Economics. He plays rugby union for the school to a decent level, and he's also been picked for Great Britain at American football as a running back, so we're very proud of him for that, along with all the other players who've managed to make the team. So without any further ado, let's have a chat to Teddy. Hi Teddy, how are you doing?
Really good, thanks. How are you, Mike?
Yeah, not bad. How are you coping with the lockdown? How's that going?
It's a bit boring, to be honest. I like to get out of the house a little bit more than this, but I feel like I'm dealing with it quite well. I'm trying to keep busy, so yeah.
Nice one. And the first question is and maybe you can tell us how they're coping during the lockdown, but tell us about the grammar school at Leeds and your educational career so far.
Well, at the moment, they've still got their key workers in there, so the children of them. Apparently, it's pretty good. The teachers are all pretty sensible, so the students, luckily. Generally, I love going to school. It's a great time. Got a really good group of mates there. I love the subjects that I've been taking. Unfortunately, with the GCSEs, we'll see how that pans out. But I feel like I've done quite well in my stint there at the moment. I'm planning on taking A-levels there. It should be really good. I play rugby for the year 11 team at the moment. Hopefully I can carry that on through sixth form. But yeah, it's just really great experience at the moment.
Excellent. And so you've got a good group of friends and you're quite supportive of each other.
Oh, definitely, yeah. We're always really tight in it.
Yeah. And the teaching staff, how are they?
Oh, really professional. Particularly with the subjects that I'm taking for A-level, because I'm always trying to expand my knowledge in those subjects. So yeah, they're really supportive generally.
Yeah, well, I noticed you taking economics, so when we finish this podcast, I'll have a chat with you about that. And
definitely, yeah.
Maybe talking about Keynes and Yanis Varoufakis, but we'll get onto that when we finish this.
Definitely.
To hear about that. So, how did you come across American football? How did you start playing for the academy?
Well, the first time I really sort of got introduced to it was because my dad actually. My dad went to Penn State for a year. He studied architectural engineering there, and he saw the games. They have Beaver Stadium there. It holds 110,000 people, so it's quite a spectacle. So he told me about it and was like, "Why didn't you watch some of the games?" So I started watching it on YouTube with Saquon Barkley, obviously. Again, another reason why I might play running back. But I was really inspired. So I was only 12 years old around this time. So I came down to flag at the academy. I live just up the road, so I could walk there. It's not too far away. I played there for 2 years. I found it really fun. Personally, for me, it's the tactics, particularly with flag, because there isn't as much contact. But I really enjoyed it. I feel like the preparation side of it reflected me quite well, because I love preparing and putting effort in before the game as well as in it.
Yeah, we give quite a bit of scope with that. What we like to do with the UFL players is to give them the room to create. Did you feel that got your football juices going?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I got introduced to the root tree there, and that gave me a load of ideas. I've obviously got a whiteboard, so I can have a lot of fun with that. And then I got introduced to Huddle later on. And it's really just expanded my knowledge about sort of the admin side and sort of learning about the game in general and the playbooks. Really, really fun, yeah.
So you mentioned Saquon Barkley there from the time when your dad was at Penn State. What was that? What got you into why running back? Was it just because of Saquon Barkley, or were there other reasons why you chose that position?
I mean, running back, it's one of those positions where it's quite translatable, because I played rugby before I played American football. I really like that link through there, just carrying the ball. I'm quite a small guy, so it's quite fun being able to dodge people rather than trying to sort of go into contact. I also quite like how you're incorporated into the offense, so you do a bit of blocking, a bit of pass catching, a lot of running. I quite like it how it's quite varied. If you look at guys like Christian McCaffrey, he's one of the guys which is really well incorporated into the passing game at the Carolina Panthers, and he had the college football most total yardage, and he's a running back, so I find that quite interesting as well. He went to Stanford too, which was, well, is quite an educational university too, which is quite interesting.
Yeah. He was a standout at Stanford, wasn't he? And so you watched his progression through from college football. Were you watching it on ESPN?
I watched more Penn State just to start with, because just to get used to the game in general and all the rules, obviously, you need to have maybe a season of that. But then I started to I realised his existence at Stanford. His dad, he used to play in the NFL.
He did.
He's got two brothers as well, which I think play in the NFL, if not in college. But yeah, he seems like a really genuine guy, and I try to follow his progression through to the NFL. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned your stature there. You alluded to being small in size. I can testify that you're not small in character. But Christian McCaffrey, one may say, he's not the largest running back, really, is he? Is that maybe that's why you were sort of kept an eye on him?
Definitely. I feel like it's just more. He's really explosive, especially in routes like an angle route, or he's just out the backfield. No one can cover him, and I feel like if I carry on my work at the gym, I can try and emulate that, particularly at 11 versus 11 level or 9v9 at under 19s. I feel like if I try to work to his standard, I read an article the other day where he works loads on sprinting. In the off season, he trains like a sprinter, and that's something I've been trying to do now. Like at the moment, I've been 3 times a week I've been doing sprint training, and paired with agility training, obviously. But yeah, I feel like trying to emulate his game through his training might be able to lead to me playing like him at some stage.
So you're digging quite deep there, or maybe you'll be using YouTube and other things to try and find out. You see, a lot of people will just watch them on the television. They'll watch the highlights, and maybe they'll listen to some of the guys spouting off about them on the internet.
Yeah,
these idiots video podcasts and all this sort of stuff. But what you're saying is you're digging deeper and looking into the background of how they're getting to this position as well.
Well, definitely. I mean, obviously, I'm not in the NFL, and it might not happen one day. I might not get to the NFL or college football, but learning how these guys have progressed through their childhood and all the work that's gone behind it, it's really telling about how much effort and passion you need to have to do well in this game. And I like that. I like having to work to get somewhere, and I feel like it's something I can bank on later in life, definitely.
No, well, that's a good outlook, Teddy. Definitely to be applauded. What challenges have you faced playing American football?
Not many. I've come to it quite easily, actually. Particularly, I'm quite close to my main port of training up at Beckett. I go well in the season. I go there quite often, and even in the off season because I help out with CAF. But yeah, it's quite useful. Like comparing my guys to like Alfie Thompson, he has to spend an hour and a half getting to training. That is hard. But it just shows his passion. But generally within the sport, the guys have been really like welcoming, and I really enjoy going on to practice. So it just makes it a lot easier for me.
Well, you mentioned there about Carnegie, about CAF. How have you found those guys? Because you've now become quite an integral part of the team, haven't you? So tell us a little bit more about that with working with the university team.
Yeah, so at the start of this year, Dale asked if anybody wanted to be general assistants at CAF. And myself and Sam Smith, we wanted to get together and help out. So on Tuesday and Thursday practices, we'd go along for about 2 hours, 3 hours in the meeting before practice, but also on the field. We'd learn in the meetings, which is really useful, and help us sort of get integrated to the 11 versus 11 game. But also later on in practice, so we'd help out with drills. Sam would throw an awful lot. I take art GCSE at the moment, so I took a load of photos, just try and help out with the media side. But I found it really interesting, getting to know the lads there. Some really great guys though, which I really like Connor Sullivan. He used to play on Saquon Barkley's high school team, which was amazing. It was such a great experience just to get to know Connor. He's obviously not the biggest guy, but he's really, really refined as a player. And I love to watch him play. He's just really athletic. It's crazy.
Well, sometimes I think if you work with those American import people and you see how they train and they play, you can get some sort of insight into the gap in that you'd have to make up if you had aspirations to play college football. So I guess that will have helped you, will it?
Definitely. I mean, there is a slight skill gap, but I feel like the enthusiasm is the same on both sides, which is, well, if you've got the passion for the sport, you're going to put in the effort, which should lead to you getting better. So I can see in the future, definitely, we're going to up our skill level here in the UK. But just to get that insight into the game in America, guys like Sean, but yeah, it's just really useful to be able to see the difference. They train an awful lot. Luckily, with the academy, that fits into our sort of motto quite well, effort. But yeah, I feel like it's quite interesting learning the differences in the way they approach the game as well. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's an old football cliche, which is, they can outskill you, they can outrun you, but they can never outwork you. So
exactly, yeah.
So you've mentioned that that's something that there may be a skills gap, but there's no gap in effort. So that's good to hear. What challenges and maybe some benefits have you found with being a captain on the team now of the under-17s and essentially a leader within the organisation? How's that benefited you, and how's it been a challenge for you?
Okay. I started being a captain last year. The year before that, I unfortunately broke my elbow. But being a captain, it's really useful to get to know the guys a lot better. I find that knowing sort of each individual in the squad, it really helps you out as a leader. It means you can almost press their buttons before a game and just get everyone ready. Because if you want to win a game, every single individual has to be locked in. And I feel like being a captain gave me that leverage to get to know the guys. Also, the challenges, there's more time, definitely, to get to know your co-captains as well, guys like Oliver and Sam. Definitely. I got quite tight with those guys last season and same this season. It's really good to get, again, a tighter group within the wider organisation. I also got to know quite a few of the guys with UFL. I train with the UFL. I help coach them. But also things like admin, I help out quite a lot now with the container. Just trying get that moving so at practice we can be as productive as we can be. Obviously, in the future, I'm going to be too old to play for the Assassins at some point. I want to be able to bring them up. I want to be able to give them a higher future with me. So then I can have that as a strong sort of where I came from, really, yeah.
So you can definitely see that there's a progression within the sport for you, maybe towards which direction. I mean, you've laid out a clear pathway in your mind there for, and we're sort of jumping forward here. What ambitions do you have in the sport and beyond? So,
I know. Just a window, sorry.
What ambitions do you have in the sport? As far as yeah.
So this year, if we have a season, I want to go and win national championship. Obviously, that's quite a far distant objective. So winning the division, very key. I feel like we've got a really strong squad this year, so that should be fun. Later on in the future, at GSAL, I want to do really well academically. That is really key. And then go on to hopefully play a Russell Group University. I have no ideas at the moment. I've been to go and but with CAF actually, I went to go and see some of the different universities, places like Durham, Nottingham. But yeah, it's been quite interesting to see sort of the books level game and how I'm going to be translated to that later on in life. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing in terms of uni. Under 19s, hopefully at the Assassins. I've been looking around at places like NFL Academy. Interesting what they've got going on there. It's pretty amazing. Filton Pride, Oscar O'Connor's going there. Unfortunately, I missed the boat with that, but I kind of want to stay close to home. And then maybe some European ball. That'd be quite interesting because I'm learning French A level. I'm quite good at it. My dad's really good at languages. Yeah. So it'd be quite interesting just to learn some more European languages and maybe play out there at some stage. But everything's on the cards at the moment. I just need to see where life takes me, to be honest.
You're keeping your options very open, very much open.
Definitely.
What about the possibility of maybe playing in America, or do you think that that's maybe something that you'd not be too interested in, or possibly as an ambition?
Playing in America, it is notoriously expensive to go over there. But if I manage to get the chance financially to go, I'll be delighted.
Yeah.
I've seen guys like Otis Newbury. He's been and played on the All-American game as a British guy, which is crazy. I would love to do something like that in the future. Maybe if I can use playing at GB in the European Championships, if I can get scouted, maybe. I just need to keep on putting in the pennies, and the pounds will count for themselves.
Yeah.
So I just keep on putting in the groundwork, and hopefully maybe at one stage that can happen. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can tell anyone who's watching this who might be interested in talking to you, Teddy, that if they wanted any film, we've got plenty of film on TV that we can get over to you to see him playing football.
Appreciate it.
We can testify to your skills on the field. So,
thank you.
As far as a career, so you've graduated. You've hopefully got your first class honours degree from either your Russell Group University or your Ivy League university.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. And welcome to the world, Teddy. What do you fancy doing?
Probably economics. Obviously, I haven't studied economics yet. I've studied business studies, but I've been reading a few books on the subject.
Yeah.
I think in the future it's going to be quite sort of substantial in our economy at the moment. 85% of our GDP is from economics and finance. Yeah. So obviously it's quite crucial to our economy. Again, because I'm quite interested in languages, hopefully working abroad at some point, that'd be quite interesting. France would be really nice, Germany, any place like that. I mean, it'll be amazing. It'll be astounding to work somewhere like that. I would love to get to know, again, another group of people, whether that's through maybe an American football club in France as well, or Germany. GFL, it'd be quite interesting. So economics probably, but we'll see where A levels take me.
Yeah. Well, listen, we wish you the best of luck, Teddy. I want to thank you for taking the time out to have a chat with us today. Whatever you do, stay safe, stay home, protect the NHS.
Yes.
And all the best to you and the family. Thanks, Teddy.
I appreciate it. You too, Mike.